So let's talk today about when to actually hire in your online business, because I have seen examples of people who hire too early and people who hire too late. Years ago, I consulted with an online business who had about 9 contractors, part-time, independent contractors in her business. And when I started asking about her revenue, she was saying she was around like 100,000 to 200,000 per year in annual revenue. And I was really shocked. I was like, are you taking home any money? Are you making any money for yourself if you're paying out 9 different contractors to run your online business? When you hire too early, it's really easy to get into this frantic, manic state where you have to go bigger and push more and do more things in order to cover the team costs, which can be this like self-feeding cycle. I've also seen people hire too early in the case where if you're a spiritual entrepreneur and you love your craft, you love what you do, but you really hate marketing and writing and sales. So you're like, how do I delegate this out? How do I give this to someone else? I've honestly never seen that work out for someone in a way that supported their long-term success. Because when it comes to online business, promoting your work, getting your message out, the best way for you to have a thriving, flourishing business where people want to join your world, they want to join your business ecosystem, they become raving fans, is by developing thought leadership. You actually sharing your story, sharing what makes you different, doing the hard work of sharing your unique take or coming up with and discovering your unique take on things. I've always seen that as the fastest route and actually the most fulfilling route to a high profit, high impact online business. That won't happen if you're delegating out marketing and sales, which really upsets people, I know. Now, with hiring too late, I also worked with a client who built a very successful 7-figure business with just her and a virtual assistant who is part-time, which is amazing, right? That's the exact opposite of the other one. She had very high profit margins, but she had gotten to a point of success in her business where to continue going forward, to carry on, she actually didn't want to carry on. She never wanted to do an online launch again. She was really burnt out and was like dreaming of just shutting down her business, but she was the primary breadwinner for her family, so it didn't really feel like an option. That's an example of hiring too late. You've built a following, you have gotten to a certain level of success, you have money coming in, but you've never learned how to delegate or train people, which is a skill that you learn over time. And there's like a lot of mindset shit that comes up when it comes to letting go of control in your business and allowing people to support you. Like, oh, it sounds so nice. But if you've ever hired someone or tried to hire someone and you tried to delegate, you know what I'm talking about. So she was really late to the game, and it was showing up as her being burnt out and sick of her business when she really could have offloaded so much work from herself and built a really loyal, supportive team. Now, when you hire will really depend on what you're thinking about delegating. The biggest problem I see when people start hiring for their business is they haven't done the work of understanding the leverage points that lead to their business growth. So they just offload a bunch of tasks to people that they hire that aren't actually important and aren't moving the needle forward. A lot of us going into online business, we have been taught a certain way of working. Our body has actually been trained to work a certain amount of hours a week, whether that's 40 hours a week from school or college, or that's 40 plus hours a week from a corporate job. Even if we wanted to come into business so that we had time freedom and financial freedom, we often just bring that over to our businesses and fill our time, fill that 40 hours a week, 40 plus hours a week, or even 20 hours a week. We're just filling the time with stuff that doesn't matter. And when we start hiring, we just give the stuff that doesn't matter, that isn't moving the needle forward in our business, that isn't making a difference in terms of more abundance and greater impact in the world. We're just like giving those off to people that we hire. So before hiring, getting really, really clear on what matters in terms of tasks and projects in your business, that is absolutely step one. Don't just offload bullshit. Now, once you've done that, you need to know what you actually enjoy doing in your business. If you do enjoy doing the money generating activities in your business, the things that you have identified, which usually look like building relationships with potential customers, developing intellectual property, doing marketing and sales, sending invoices. If you enjoy doing that stuff, then you might just be looking at hiring for home stuff. This doesn't apply to everyone. But if that is you, if you really enjoy the money generating activities, then you might just be looking at hiring at home. Whether that's a home manager, someone just to clean every week, help with doing the dishes, helping with laundry, helping with kids, so that you have more time to do those money generating activities or impact generating activities, those leverage points that you've already identified if you're following along with my recommendations here. Otherwise, you're looking at either hiring out people to do those money generating activities that you identified and or hiring out the necessary admin tasks that are draining you, that you don't need to be doing, that are sucking up your time, but you have identified as necessary in your business. Now again, checkpoint here. Are they actually necessary? A lot of people include a bunch of extra admin tasks that aren't actually required in business, but if you have identified them as important, required tasks that you're still doing, those are things that you can hand off. So that brings us to when to actually hire. And the easy answer is you have the money to. You have the overflow in your business. You know how to generate money in your business. So there's either tasks that can be handed off to someone that you hire that generate more money, or tasks that can be handed off to someone that allow for you to have more time to do those activities. I am talking about like a first hire or first few hires in business. This is obviously different if you are much further along and you're thinking about hiring full-time employees or building out a larger team. That's a different conversation. Okay, and I do want to talk about unique circumstances when it comes to you have money and that being the indicator to when to hire. One of my best friends, she has 2 autistic kids who she is the primary caregiver for. And she has an online business. She has very important things that take up a lot of time in her life, including driving multiple hours a day to take them to special appointments. Her hiring really early on in her business made so much sense because she straight up didn't have the time. Now, of course, important for her to identify the actual tasks to hand off that actually matter to move her business forward. Or if you have a corporate job or another job that is bringing money into your life and this is a side business for you, your business might not be generating income yet or enough income yet to hire someone, but you have this other channel, or you have a partner who has an open channel for money coming into your life. If time is this more valuable resource than money right now, hiring does make sense. But again, you want to identify those tasks that are money generating and necessary. This is Sam Garcia with The Dirty Alchemy.